It is October 4th, 2016. This is a special meeting of the members of the State Liquor Authority. Present today are Chairman Bradley in Albany and also Commissioner Ford and myself, Secretary of the Authority Donahue. The only item on today's calendar is 2226L, Romer and Hughes Enterprises LLC. There's a request by the Council's Office for an emergency summary order of suspension. And here today on behalf of the Council's Office is Deputy Counsel Ogden.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman and Commissioner.
Good morning. Morning.
Council's Office is requesting an emergency summary order of suspension for the license held by licensee Romer and Hughes Enterprises LLC, doing business as the New Elbow Room, because there's been a continuing pattern of very serious incidents that have occurred on or about the premises. More specifically, there have been several shootings over the past year and a half, with the most recent having occurred on September 24th. In light of this conduct, which is a serious threat to public safety, the Albany Police Department is also respectfully asking the State Liquor Authority to summarily suspend the license. As you can see in the record before you, the Albany Police Department provided the authority with numerous police reports pertaining to this establishment. They represent that the police department has responded to this establishment nearly 150 times since January of 2015. 40 of those calls were classified as assault, fight, group annoying, person with a weapon, and shots fired. According to the reports, shootings occurred in the parking lot of the establishment on May 1st, 2015 and May 31st, 2015. The police determined that the parties involved were patrons of the establishment. On February 21st, 2016, another shooting occurred in front of the establishment, resulting in a male sustaining injury to his left leg. On May 7th, 2016, there was an assault of a male patron in the establishment where he sustained swelling, bruising, bleeding, as well as a minor bleed in his brain. On July 10th, 2016, another shooting occurred in the area of the establishment where a victim suffered a gunshot injury to his left leg. Police reports state this was a result of an altercation between patrons. On August 7th, 2016, an altercation occurred at the establishment which resulted in 2 victims receiving gunshot wounds at another location. Then, most recently, on September 24th, 2016, the Albany Police Department learned that a shooting had occurred at the establishment from the Albany Medical Center as the hospital is treating a male patron for gunshot wounds to the abdomen. After learning this information, officers responded to the establishment at approximately 1:40 a.m. to evaluate a potential crime scene, and they observed the staff cleaning the bar. According to Detective Lieutenant Jones' September 28, 2016 letter to the authority, the licensee may have attempted to tamper with evidence prior to police arrival. During the police investigation, staff advised the officers that the shooting occurred in the front lobby. A bartender stated that he observed the shooting, and a review of the video surveillance by officers confirmed the shooting took place inside the establishment. On September 30th, 2016, at approximately 10:55 p.m., the Albany Police Department served a notice of public nuisance on Mr. Romer, an LLC member of the licensee, at the establishment. The notice indicates, among other things, that altercations between patrons of the establishment resulted in shootings which occurred on May 1st and May 31st of 2015 and September 24th of 2016, and that the establishment has been deemed a public nuisance because of this conduct. Albany City Building and Codes conducted an inspection at that time and found a DJ operating without a valid cabaret permit. The licensee was served with a cease and desist order prohibiting the use of the DJ booth or any live entertainment until a permit is obtained. The record before you illustrates that over the course of this past year and a half, the licensee had been given warnings about the very serious conduct that has been occurring on or about the establishment. State Liquor Authority investigators even met with the licensee and specifically discussed the shooting incidents on May 1st and May 31st of 2015 to engage him so that he could take precautionary measures to ensure that this type of activity would not continue, because what he had been doing was not working. With respect to the latest shooting incident of the 24th of September, not only was the incident not prevented, but the licensee chose not to contact the police when it occurred. It's clear that the licensee is incapable of properly supervising the establishment and has no regard for the ABC law. These very serious incidents have already adversely affected the health, safety, and welfare of the inhabitants of the area of the licensed premises, and in consideration of them, immediate action in the form of an emergency order of summary suspension is required. Thank you.
Thank you. So, and I realize this is a small issue for this, but does their license permit them to have a DJ, or is that also against what the stipulation on their license is, do you know?
I am not aware at this time.
And of the 150, the 150 visits by the PD since January 2015, all of those were identified as to that specific location, the police were called to that location?
That's correct.
Any of these other shootings occurred in the bar?
In the bar, no, the September 24th was the one that occurred inside the bar. A couple of the others occurred in the establishment's parking lot, or in front of the establishment, or near the establishment.
So generally on their property?
Most of them,
In
yes.
the parking lot, yes.
And the participants could be traced back as customers of or at least recent customers of the bar that preceded the shooting.
Yes, that's right.
To the best of our knowledge, with all these shootings, no one has died yet, though.
To the best of our knowledge, that's correct. We don't have any information that anyone is deceased.
All right.
You prepared to move forward to vote then?
Yes.
I vote to suspend.
I'll vote to, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Based on the record here of just a pattern of a really poor operation and safety of not only just the patrons, but those who live in the neighborhood. There's a lot of homes in this area. I look, so it's not just the patrons at the club who are duking it out, but it's not good to have shots fired in a neighborhood like that either. So I vote to suspend immediately.
I'll vote to suspend as well, summarily suspend as well. It's obvious that just a clear number of violent incidents that have gone on here in the past almost 2 years is astounding. And the 150 specific visits to this location by the Albany Police and their request that we do close the bar is also a rarity, particularly in the city of Albany. I do note, as council pointed out, that not only did the police warn them, but they've met several times with our investigators, and they've also received several letters from us, is that correct, warning them that they needed to increase their security measures and things of that nature, and those clearly went ignored.
That is correct.
So I'm going to vote to summarily suspend. It's clear that this is, that the health, safety, and welfare requires emergency action at this time before someone does get killed, and that's that.
Mr. Romer, I see he was requested to respond with a letter, he never responded.
He did not.
And the most disturbing thing about all of this, I believe, that not just in the most recent shooting, but on several occasions, they have not only have they not reported the shootings, but they failed to cooperate with police in the investigation of the shootings. Is that correct as well?
That's my understanding.
All right, I have nothing else on my calendar, so
That's it.
meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.